Morning, Mr. Reed.
Good morning, Mr. Fikens. Good morning, Mr. Parker.
Good morning, Mr. Reed. How are you today?
I'm good, sir. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you. Happy belated Father's Day.
Back at you. Same to you. Thank you, sir.
Hey,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Parker, how you doing?
Mr. Fiken, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you today?
We're good, thank you.
Good. Happy belated Father's Day to you.
Same to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Robert Fikens.
We can hear you, Rob.
Mr. Rhodes, go put on a shirt, please. Thank you. All right, good morning, everyone. 36th District Court is now in session. I am Judge Shannon A. Holmes, and I'm serving as the presiding judge on today. We are starting this morning with our veterans docket. And so we should be ready for our veterans docket. Good morning in the courtroom.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Good morning, Ms. Drew. Thank you for serving on today. I appreciate you. All right. Good morning, Officer Lott. All
Good
right.
morning.
We are ready to get started. Did I get a docket?
Let me double check. If not, I'm gonna send it right now, Judge.
Yeah, send it to me because I didn't get one.
Okay. I sure will.
Yeah, didn't get it. Good morning to you, Miss Wilson. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge Holmes.
All right. And then Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens, I'm gonna have you place your appearance on the record this morning. You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. And good morning, Judge. For the record, Jesse Reed, Vet Court Defense Attorney, Drug Court Defense Attorney, P 23863. Judge, if I may, I'd like to make a motion, a continuing motion, that my appearance be for all my clients this morning. Thank you again, Judge, and good morning.
All right, good morning. And then Mr. Fikens.
Thank you and good morning, Your Honor. Robert Fikens, P 31894, Specialty Court Defense Attorney, and I would also make a similar motion.
All right, thank you, Mr. Fikens, and your motion is granted. Good morning, Mr. Kusheri. If you could place your appearance on the record, please.
Good morning, Honorable Judge. Daniel Kasheri, Veterans Justice Outreach Coordinator with the Detroit VA Hospital.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kusheri, and good morning to you. All right, let's do it. All right, Miss Drew, I got you. All right, we are ready to get Mr. Parker. Come on, let's put your appearance on the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jimmy Parker, Veterans Treatment Court Mentor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Parker. Good morning to
Thank
you.
you.
All right, are we ready to get started?
Yes, Judge.
Let me just see. You know what? I have on my docket 8:35. So let's give Ms. Robs an opportunity to get with us. Are there any preliminary matters that I need to address at this time?
Not at this time, Judge. Thank you.
No? All right, very good. And so we still have just a few more minutes. I see Mr. Stitt and Mr. Rhodes. So good to see both of you on this morning. You have some other counterparts that should be joining us on this morning. So hopefully they will log on in the next couple of minutes. And so we'll give the 2 minutes. Oh, good morning, Mr. Yancey. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I am well, thank you. You need to place your appearance on the record
I'm
this
so-
morning, Mr. Yancey?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a jailer at the end of the veterans docket.
Okay,
Kenneth Yancey on behalf of Sobriety Court, Your Honor.
all right, very good, very good. And so just let us know in case I overlook it so that we can get them into a breakout room, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. All right, with that, I'm gonna give a few more minutes and then we're gonna get started, okay? Thank you, everyone, for your patience this morning.
I'll try to see what's going on with Ms. Robs, Your Honor.
Okay, wonderful. It's only 8:34, so she's in good shape.
Okay, thank you.
But you can check for me. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Is known as the Christmas city. And one October morning, Christmas came.
Please mute your device. Thank you so much. And if you're coming into this courtroom, please turn on your camera so we can get you to the right place. Thank you so much. All right, I'm ready to get started. Let's do it. I am going to start this morning with Mr. Rhodes. Good morning to you, Mr. Rhodes.
Unmute yourself, Mr. Rose.
Good morning this morning.
Morning. All right, Miss Drew, I don't see Mr. Rhodes on my docket. Mr. Rhodes, were you supposed to be here today?
I believe it was the 20th, and yesterday there wasn't nobody in court, so I
That's
came.
right. We were celebrating Juneteenth, sir. All right. So Miss Robs, not Miss Robs, I'm sorry, Miss Drew, could you please read into the record Mr. Rhodes, Mr. Michael Rhodes's case number?
Okay, Judge, I'm getting ready to put my system, it's just not, it's pulling up right now.
Okay, no problem. All right. If not, you know what, Ms. Drew, while you're looking it up, I'm gonna go with Mr. Stitt because they both have to be on anyways. So it's not a problem. All right, very good. Let me have Mr. Rhodes, you mute for me, and then Mr. Stitt, I'm gonna have you unmute for me. I have the following for you. I have 0537452. Mr. Stitt, state your full name.
Willis Allen Stitt.
All right, Mr. Stitt, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, how are you doing, Mr. Stitt?
I guess I'm doing okay.
You guess, why you have to guess?
I'm just swamped with some work over here. That's all. I'm trying to get caught up.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right, very good, very good. Well, I'm sure you'll get it done today, is that right?
No, I think this is gonna go into the weekend. They got
Into
me
the
whacking
weekend.
weeds and putting up
Oh.
racks.
Okay, well, that's some good work. So, because it's the summertime and we want outdoors to be beautiful, right?
Yeah. Hey, Your Honor, I'm having a problem with my phone. It's trying to keep cleaning on me.
Okay, well, we can hear you very well. Can you hear us?
Yes, and I can see you. I can see
Okay,
you, but it
now
keeps
we can
trying to
see
clean.
you. Okay, well, we can see you. All right, Mr. Stitt, how did you do for the holiday? We just had a holiday.
I worked.
You worked?
Yes,
right.
I worked. Yes, I
Did you
worked.
do anything else during the holiday?
Nothing. Sleep, rest,
Okay.
rest. We're going through a transition here. There's like 1,000 projects going on and just busy.
Okay, all right. All right. You're showing up for everything you need to show up for, Mr. Stitt?
Yes, Your Honor.
Working
Yes.
your program?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
All right, very
Yes.
good. Very good. Do you have any issues or any concerns that you need the court to address? The team?
Did you see it? It just covered up again.
I can see you and hear you very well.
If anything, I've been riding my bike almost over 30 years. I'm willing to start getting those fines paid off and even get my license, perhaps.
Come on, Mr. Stitt, why not? Why not? Come on and get your license.
I'm trying to, what do I need to do?
All right, you're gonna talk to one of the attorneys. Probably Ms. Drew will need to send over an SOS. If you don't already have one, Mr. Reed, Mr. Ficus, do either of you have an SOS for Mr. Stitt?
No, Judge.
Not today, Judge, no.
Okay, so Ms. Drew, if I can get you to send over the SOS to the attorneys, that would be great. And then when we're finished, you can go in the breakout room with one of the attorneys and talk about what you need to do to get your license, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right, that's awesome. All right, anything else that you need our assistance with?
No, Your Honor, that's good news to hear right now. That's really good news to hear. Go into the break room and talk to an attorney. That sounds very good.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. All right, Mr. Kusheri, what do you have asked to Mr. Stitt?
Thank you, Judge. Good morning again. Mr. Stitt is entirely compliant with all of his treatment at the VA. He's engaged in individual and group work. He completed all of his programming and he continues to engage as needed. He is continuing to engage with his Veterans Treatment Court mentor as ordered, Mr. Parker, and he is motivated to get his license restored. Congratulations, Mr. Stitt, on a good report.
Yes, I love it. Yes, Mr. Stitt. Great report, Mr. Stitt. All right, very good, very good. Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens, anything else asked to Mr. Stitt? I have not received any information indicating that he's doing anything other than what he's reported on today. And so anything from any of the other team members?
Yes, Judge, thank you. Good report, Mr. Stitt. Keep up the good work. I heard you say you're going to be working outdoors. It's supposed to get up to 95 or so today. Stay hydrated because it's going to be hot out there. Stay safe, young man, okay? Have a good day.
Sir. Yes, sir. You too. Thank you.
And if I might add, Your Honor, Mr. Stitt, only Mr. Reed gets to call people young man. So I just want to,
Yes, yes.
but it is a good report. You're working it. You're working the program. You're working on yourself, sir. We're very proud of you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All
Your
right.
Honor, if I could, I have checked on Mr. Stitt this morning, and he is doing as well as he reports, working independently, working as far as his employment, and he's working the veterans program. So he is doing well, according to the notes that I've seen.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Yancey.
Yes.
Mr. Yancey, do you have a return to court date? If not, I have one for Mr. Stitt. I'm going to bring him back on July 12th, 2022. And that will be at 8:35 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes.
All right, very good. Did you get that, Mr. Stitt?
Yes, Your Honor, July 12th, 8:35 a.m.
Yes, sir. And so I need everyone to join me in thanking Mr. Stitt for serving this country. Thank you so much, Mr. Stitt. We appreciate you. We certainly do. And so, Mr. Stitt, I'm gonna have you go on to a breakout room. Miss Drew, were you able to send over that SOS?
Yes, ma'am, send it now.
All right, wonderful. So, Mr. Stitt, I'm gonna have you go in a breakout room. Which attorney will be going in with Mr. Stitt?
I'll do that, Judge.
All right, Miss Wilson, if you could place Mr. Stitt and Mr. Fikens in a breakout room, that would be great. And then, Mr. Stitt, you are released once you finish talking with Mr. Fikens, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank
All right,
you.
I'll see you on the 12th. Take good care of yourself.
You too, Your Honor. Take care of yourself.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Drew, do you have a case number for Mr. Rhodes?
Yes, I do, Judge.
All right, please add him to my docket if you could. You may
Okay.
proceed with
Yes,
that
ma'am.
case number.
Okay, calling case number 20-619-3401, Michael Rhodes.
All right, thank you, Ms. Robs. Mr. Rhodes, state your full name for me. Uh-oh, I can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Michael Laverne Rose.
All right, Mr. Rhodes came on here today with your undershirt on. You know an undershirt goes under a
I
shirt.
apologize, Miss.
Nah,
I apologize.
I take those words literally, undershirt, under a shirt. Yes, sir. All right, you course corrected really quickly, so thank you, Mr. Rhodes.
You're quite welcome.
All right, how are you today?
Everything's good, Your Honor. Just getting prepared for this warm day today. You know, everything seems to be going good.
Okay.
Life challenges, reality, my recovery foundation program. You know, I had no complaints, Your Honor. I'm in the process of keeping it moving.
All right, I appreciate that. How are you responding to life challenges?
Well, Your Honor, I look at it as change. You know, I reminisce over the past of where I've been and how far that I didn't go because it was a challenge. And I use substance or involve my feelings to deal with it. And today I learned how to say my serenity prayer, look at the situation, find a solution, and then I talk about it. If I have to talk about it more than to one person, I get it out of me, as far as garbage. I release it. And then with all avenues with these people that I confide in, I find ways and obstacles that I can use to get clear, to free my mind, to free the way that I feel, because it's only a feeling that too shall pass. And I learned suppressing it and medicating is not going to do any good because the problem is still going to be there.
It makes it worse, right, Mr. Rhodes?
You put the words right out my mouth.
It makes it worse.
Exactly.
I know. I wish we would think about that before we try to do self-medicating. All of us are guilty of it. We do things in response and make things worse. Just take a moment to stop and think about it and utilize all of the great resources that you have.
So many.
Okay?
So
Because
many.
you do, we have so many resources available to us, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And the thing is that when I'm closed-minded to not want to resort to resources because the other side of the person want to stay stuck and feel that pain. And there's no reason to feel that pain. There's no
Right.
reason. There's no
Right.
reason.
Right. Very good, Mr. Rose. Very
Uh,
good. Is there anything at all that you need us to help you with?
Well, Your Honor, basically, it's nothing more than, the little situation that I went down to talk to Miss Robs about and discuss with her. It's coming along pretty slowly, but it's a little bit more, other than life itself, it's reality, and I'm learning how to deal with it instead of dwell or feel some type of way. So,
Okay.
I process of learning how to keep it moving and do the things that's necessary for me to do, meaning eating health, plenty of water, rest,
Mhm.
and stay out the way.
All
Stay out.
right. Are you connected to services through the VA?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
You're not connected to any services?
No, ma'am. The only services that was branded to me was MRS, Michigan Rehabilitation Service.
Okay. And so, Mr. Rose, you have a recovery coach now?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Mr. Lawrence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you do have some services.
Oh, Miss Your Honor, getting this old and getting far in the process, I've learned how to ask for help or learn how to call someone.
Yes. Yes. That is so important, Mr. Rose. That is so important.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Kusheri, is there anything that you can update me on with respect to Mr. Rhodes?
Yes, good morning. Thank you again, Your Honor. No, Mr. Rhodes does not receive VA care, so
Okay.
he's not engaged in any VHA services. But congratulations, Mr. Rhodes, on doing so well. It sounds like you're keeping it together and moving forward with your life. So I love to hear that. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Rhodes. Thank you, Mr. Kusheri. All right. Anything from any of the other team members who serves as Mr. Rhodes? Mr. Rhodes, who's your mentor?
Mr. Ficus.
Mr. Fike is not your mentor. Who is your veteran mentor?
I believe it would be Mr. Scott, I think.
Mr. Scott. All right. All right. I know they look alike. So, all right. We got to get Mr. Ficus while he's not here. All right. Very good. Got to check in on Mentor Scott. I haven't seen him in a couple of sessions. All right. Very good. Mr. Reed, did you have anything you wanted to add or any of the other team members?
Yes, Judge, thank you. Good to see you, Mr. Rose. Good to hear from you. You have a great attitude. You're working the program. We're proud of you. Keep up the good work and be safe, sir. Be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rose.
All right. Very good. If nothing else, Mr. Yancey, I'm going to give Mr. Rhodes a return to court date of July 12th, 2022 at 8:35 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. All right, Mr. Rhodes, I need everybody in the courtroom to join me in celebrating Mr. Rhodes and thanking him for his service to our country. Thank you, Mr. Rhodes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, very good. Very good. You are free to leave, Mr. Rhodes.
All right. Have a good day, Your Honor.
All right, you do the same, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I have a number of, we have 4 defendants in the courtroom. Thank you, Ms. Drew. Let me see. Who do we have in the courtroom? Tell me who we have, Ms. Drew.
Okay, Judge, we have Stephen Boomer.
Mr. Boomer, has he already been admitted into our program? His name doesn't ring a bell.
His first day, Judge.
All right, is he, Mr. Yancey, do you know if Mr. Boomer is an intake?
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
Would you reach out to Mr. Morgan and ask him,
Yes,
so we don't waste a trip for him? All right,
yes.
Mr. Boomer, give us a second to get you together, okay? All right, who do we have next, Miss Drew?
Okay, we have William Brown.
Mr. Brown, is Mr. Brown a part of our program? All right, let's do it. Come on, Mr. Brown, come to the podium. Mr. Brown? Oh, thank you, officer. All right, good morning. Let's lift that camera just a little bit. There we go. There's Mr. Brown. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you, Your Honor.
All right, here's your case number. I have case number 18044-10401. State your full name for me, sir.
William Nathaniel Brown.
All right, Mr. Brown, how are things going with you?
Things are going good.
They're going
Very
good? All right, what have you been doing to work your program, Mr. Brown?
Well, I attend the veterans, trying to keep up with my appointment. That's the main thing.
All right, you keeping up with those appointments? I think the last time we talked, that was truly a concern about you making sure that you follow up so that you can stay in good health, right?
That's correct. Thank you.
All right, and you've been doing that?
Yes, thank you.
All right, I'm
Yes,
so
I
glad
have.
to hear that. I'm so glad. Have you been showing up for your testing?
Oh, yes, I don't miss, make sure I don't miss that.
All right, very good. What about your sessions with your counselor?
The counselor, I don't miss, I was off this week. So, but, I have met all, the appointment that was given to me.
All right, very good. I'm so glad to hear that, Mr. Brown. You're in great shape. That's good. Have you learned anything since the last time I've seen you?
Well, I learned that I can be around people that doesn't affect me any, that's the
One
main
more
thing.
time, I didn't hear you.
I said during the holiday, I learned that I can be around people that, they can be doing something, but it don't affect what I do. That's the main thing, what I learned.
You learned something about yourself, that you can be around people during the holiday and not do what they do.
That's correct.
I love it, Mr. Brown. I love it. That's something you will be able to apply, not just on the holidays, but for life. You can be around other people doing what they do and not participate, not join them, not engage them. That's a wonderful thing, Mr. Brown.
Yes.
That's a wonderful thing. Mr. Brown, is there anything that you need us to help you with? Anything you're struggling with?
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm struggling with a sewage problem. I have a sewage problem. And I was given a phone number, for that. It's getting to be kind of very where I might have to move if I don't correct this. But I'm calling and trying to, get the right people to come in to try to get assistance.
All right. Well, you're on top of it, right?
Yes, you are.
All right. Keep us posted. And certainly if you need some direction, just let us know so that we can at least point you in the right direction. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Very good. Anything else that you are having issues with?
That's it. That's it.
That's it?
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Mr. Kusheri, do you have anything on Mr. Brown?
I do, Your Honor. Good morning. Mr. Brown is compliant with all of his treatment. He's seen individually on a weekly basis for individual psychotherapy. He's compliant with his mentor contact. He's doing well and he's completely stable and engaging in everything that he needs to be doing with the VA hospital to maintain compliance with that court.
All right, very good, very good. All right, anything from any of the other team members as to Mr. Brown?
Yes, Judge, thank you. Mr. Brown, good report. You're working the program. Thank you for coming into the building this morning. Be safe, sir. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you very much.
Oh, Mr. Fikens, you're on mute.
Thank you, Judge. I'm sorry about that. If I might add, Your Honor, Mr. Brown, that shows great insight on your part that you can see that you can be around people. They can be doing one thing and you can be doing another thing. That's, to me, that's the hardest thing because the peer pressure can be so much. When you can understand that about yourself and overcome that, that's really tremendous in my mind. So keep up the good work, sir. We're proud of you. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, very good. If nothing else from Mr. Brown on this morning, Mr. Brown, Mr. Yancey, can you confirm what phase Mr. Brown is in? He may be in phase 1.
Your Honor, according to the notes, I believe he is in phase 1, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Then I am going to do a return to court date for Mr. Brown of Tuesday, July 5th, 2022, and that will be at 8:35 a.m. All right, Mr. Brown?
That's it. You said July the 5th at 8:30. That's 8:30.
8:35. 8:35.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Mr. Brown. It's so good to see you. I need everyone in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Brown for his service. Thank you, Mr. Brown. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. All right. And Mr. Brown, you are free to leave today. I'm not going to have you wait around.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Miss Drew, who do I have up next?
Okay, we also have Clarence Dillard.
Mr. Dillard. All right, come on, Mr. Dillard. And then Mr. Yancey, did you find out if that was a new intake that we called earlier?
That is a new intake. Mr. Morgan is going to get that. There's some things going on up here I can talk to you about later, but yes.
All right, very good. And so just let me know if someone can get the conference room set up for the intake to go in and be able to talk with an attorney, that would be great.
Okay.
All right. Now, y'all know Mr. Dillard is about 10 feet tall. Y'all gonna have to lift that camera just a little bit.
Oh.
I'm not that tall.
There he is. There he is.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Dillard.
Good morning, John.
All right. Let me place your case number on the record. I have for Mr. Dillard, case number Z8054161. State your full name for the record, Mr. Dillard.
Clarence Edmund Dillard.
All right, Mr. Dillard, how are things going with you?
They're going just fine.
They are. All right. We had a holiday yesterday. How did it go?
It was okay.
All right. Did you have any issues, any struggles?
Nothing I could get around.
Nothing you couldn't get around?
Right.
All right. You showed up for everything you needed to show up for, Mr. Dillard?
Yes, John.
Okay, very good. All right, Mr. Dillard, I want to know something you've learned since the last time I've seen you.
I learned just to be patient. One, I'm going through a couple of things down at the VA with my medical and my optometry. And when I go, they look at me and then they give me another date. So I mean, kind of wanting to get on there with the urgency, but I know I have to wait. So I've been working on my patience with that. But everything else has been going on pretty good.
All right, very good.
And I'm keeping busy with, my mind and working like things like that.
All right, very good. Very good. And you've been keeping some good company, Mr. Dillard?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, folks, that's going to encourage you to do the right thing.
Yes, you got that right.
All right,
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
important. That's important to make sure you are connected to people who really have your best interest at heart. And that means they want to see you do the right thing. Okay?
Yeah, and another thing, that's a good thing with your hair, Your Honor.
Wait, what'd you say, Mr. Dillard? I didn't hear him. What'd you say?
That's a good look with your hair.
Oh, you like my hair, Mr. Dillard? All right. Now, this for all the folks that thought I wasn't gonna get it done. I wasn't gonna get my hair braided. I see you, Mr. Kashari. Listen, I did it. I'm about to go on some vacationing. I'm going to be able to do everything I want to do because I sure did. I got my hair braided. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a new look with you,
All right, Mr. Dillard. Now you done said that about 3 times. You gonna be gaslighting me in a second. All right now. Thank you, Mr. Dillard. Thank you so much. Listen, you are doing a great job. I want to encourage you to stay on track. Continue to do the things you need to do to take care of yourself physically and in every other way. Okay. I want to make sure you're doing those things. And so I'm going to hear from Mr. Kashiri. Is Mr. Dillard connected to any services with the VA?
Yes, Your Honor, he is. Mr. Dillard is connected to individual and group work weekly, and he is complying with all of his treatment that he receives. He engages via telehealth. He was issued a tablet and he shows up on time and is active and engaged in all of his treatment, in addition to all of his medical treatment as well. So he's doing great, Your Honor.
All right. Very good. That's a good report, Mr. Dillard. I love it. That's a great report. All right. Anything from any of the other team members as to Mr. Dillard?
Yes, Judge, thank you. Good report, Mr. Dillard. Thank you for coming into the building this morning. You're working the program. Keep up the good work and be safe, sir. Thank you.
And Your Honor, if I might, Mr. Dillard, I can only echo the comments of Mr. Reed because it was said so well. We're very proud of you, sir. Keep up the great work.
All right, thank you.
All right. Very good. If nothing else from any of the other team members, Mr. Yancey, what phase is Mr. Dillard in?
Your Honor, I believe he is also in phase 1.
All right. Then I'm going to have Mr. Dillard return to court on July 5th, 2022, and that's going to be at 8:35 a.m. All right, Mr. Dillard?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. I'm going to release you today, Mr. Dillard, but before you go, I need everyone in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Dillard for his service to this country and his service to us. Thank you so much, Mr. Dillard. We appreciate you. We truly appreciate you. All right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Dillard. Have a good day. All right. Let's keep going. Ms. Drew, who do we have up next?
Okay, Judge, next we have Dennis McKinley.
Mr. McKinley, good morning to you. And officer, I see you. You are on it. You are on it. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. I so appreciate you all. All right. There's Mr. McKinley. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I am well. How are you this morning?
Fine, thanks for asking, thank you.
That's good. Let me place your case number on the record. I have the following for you. Case number 210-567-6801. State your full name for me.
My name is Dennis McKinley.
All right, Mr. McKinley. You doing well today?
Yes, thank you for asking. I'm doing fine, thank you.
Very good. How did you do with the holiday on yesterday?
I did quite well with the holiday. Appreciate you asking. It was fine.
All right. Did you get out and do anything?
Well, I basically stayed in yesterday. I thought it was a pretty nice day, but it was also a pretty nice day to stay in. I stayed in and did some things around my place.
Okay. All right. That's fine. No issues, no struggles since the last time I've seen you?
No, not at this time, no ma'am.
All right, are you utilizing the services that you've been connected to, Mr. McKinley?
100%, yes ma'am, sure am.
All right, tell me what you've been doing.
Well, I've been going to my meetings and I've been occupying myself with some future plans. And also I've been trying to make my job, going to work and taking care of things of that nature.
All right, very good, very good. Is there anything, Mr. McKinley, that you need us to assist you with or to help you with?
No, not at this time. I appreciate the things you all done in the past, but not at this time. I'm doing fine, thank you.
All right, very good. All right, Mr. Kushiri, what do you have, if anything, as to Mr. McKinley?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning again. Mr. McKinley is entirely compliant with all of his treatment at the VA. He's seen for individual and group work. He does all of his mental health and substance use treatment there. In addition to medical, he's an active participant in all of his care and entirely compliant and doing great. So good job, Mr. McKinley. It's nice to see you.
Thank you, Mr. Sherry. It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Kushiri. Anything from any of our other team members as to Mr. McKinley?
Yes, Judge, thank you. Good morning, Mr. McKinley. Thank you for coming in the building this morning. You had a great report. You're working the program. Good to see you. Keep safe, sir, and keep up the good work. Thank you, Mr. McKinley.
Thank you, Mr. Reed.
Your Honor, if I might add, Mr. McKinley, you've always done a great job. You're keeping the pedal to the metal. You're just doing everything right. Keep up the great work, sir. We're proud of you.
Thank you, Mr. Fikens.
All right.
And Your Honor, Mr. McKinley, he's in full compliance right now. So he's doing as well as he said he's doing, and he's in phase 2 at this time.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Yancey. That means that I'm going to bring Mr. McKinley back on July 12th, 2022, and that will be at 8:35 a.m. All right, Mr. McKinley?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. If you don't have any questions for the team, I need everyone to join me in thanking Mr. McKinley for his service. Thank you, Mr. McKinley. We appreciate you. We do appreciate you. All right, very good. You are free to leave on this morning, Mr. McKinley. I'm not gonna hold you, okay?
Thank you. Thanks to everyone. Y'all have a great
All
day.
right, you too. Bye-bye. All right. All right, Ms. Drew, do I have any others in the courtroom?
No, ma'am. Mr. Morgan, came and got the new intake, so no one at this time.
All right. I had scheduled on this morning an 8:35, and then Mr. Yancey, if you could get return to court dates for the 10:35 docket, that would be great. If not, I'm just gonna give me some dates. All right. And so I had a pretrial scheduled this morning at 8:35 for Charles Anderson, SP 121-54331. Mr. Fikens, I believe that was the case that we were supposed to find out if in fact, Ms. Drew, hopefully you have a file. If that was the one where I sent for the assessment and he failed to appear. Mr. Fikens, did you find out anything?
I didn't, but for lack of going to my office, Judge, so that's on me. I was going to do that this weekend and I didn't.
You need another day?
I need another day, Judge. I am going to my office today, this afternoon.
All right. All right. So Ms. Drew, what I'm going to do for Charles Anderson. Okay. What I'm going to do for Charles Anderson is I am going to adjourn him to, wait, tomorrow's Wednesday. I need to adjourn him until Thursday, Mr. Fikens.
I'll be here tomorrow as well, Judge, in case you want to keep it on for Wednesday.
What's your preference then?
Tomorrow is fine.
Okay, fine. Then I will adjourn this for Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022 at 8:35 a.m. And so Mr. Fikens will take care of that on tomorrow. We'll get some clarity.
And my
All right.
apologies again, Judge.
Oh, no, it's okay. And even though he didn't show up, I'm still going to grant some grace. And,
Thank you, Your Honor.
and let's try to take care of that. All right, very good.
Thank you.
All right, and so I got a message from Mr. Morgan. And so Ms. Drew, if you could ask Mr. Morgan to give me a call, I need some clarification because our intake may need some other kind of assistance on today, Mr. Yancey. And so we want to make sure that we're getting him the right things. And so Mr. Kusheri, are you aware of the new intake on today and what he may need?
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke with
Okay.
Ms. Robs last week, and it was my understanding that she screened him and that he was already sentenced to vet court. So I spoke with him, and we're familiar.
Okay, and so he qualifies for services through the VA?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna send you a message, Mr. Kusheri. Oh, 1 second. Good morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Kucheri. I did get your response. I appreciate it. And, you know, I'm always hopeful, but I appreciate it. I need Mr. Morgan to give me a call. I'm not certain if he's able to get my text in that courtroom, if he's in that conference room, Ms. Drew. So if someone could ask him to give me a call regarding the intake. While we're doing that, I just want to make the best use of our time together. And so I am going to call the remainder of the 8:35 docket. Let's see, we've done William Brown. Brittany Cooper is going to come from the jail today, so we are waiting on them. I have Clarence Dillard, Jeffrey Franklin. Mr. Yancey, do you know where Jeffrey Franklin is?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
All right, can you check in the DCCMIS and see if he had a different day? It's not like him to fail to show up.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'll come back to him.
Okay.
Mr. Richardson is at the jail. I also need you to check in on Nathaniel Smith. That's not like Mr. Smith to not show up. So I'm thinking they may have some different days, or maybe they should have been on for a face-to-face. I'm not certain, because it seems like Mr. Franklin was just with me.
As was
here
Mr. Smith.
recently.
He was last Tuesday.
He was with me last Tuesday.
Yes,
All right.
Judge.
All right. And so, and then it seems like Mr. Smith was too.
He was also, Judge. Yes.
All right. So they should have been scheduled for face-to-face today. Let me give a future court date. I'm going to call first Jeffrey Franklin, SP 105-98852, and case number 134045831. I am going to give a return to court date for Mr. Franklin if he would have had a face-to-face on today. Let's see, today is the 21st. I am going to give a return to court date of the strike that. I'll give a return to court date of July 5th. I'll give a return to court date of July 5th. All right. And then.
Your Honor, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Is that July 5th date for face-to-face?
No, it's going to be a hearing at 8:35. At 8:35. Looks like he should have had a face-to-face on today.
Yes.
All right. And then for Mr. Nathaniel Smith, 180-573-2901. Mr. Smith is going to also have a return to court date of July 5th, 2022, and that's going to be at 8:35 a.m. All right, and so the only folks I still have left on the 8:30 is the intake and the 2 jailers. Let's go to the 9 o'clock. I'm not certain what the 9 o'clock is. It says it's adjourned. With an arraignment on the bench warrant.
Okay,
But
this
Ms.
case right here, Judge, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, did you want?
Go ahead.
Okay, let me see, so on ROA, it says adjourned for review, dismissed upon resolution of all outstanding matters.
All right, and so the 2 matters that are adjourned, were they supposed to be paid?
Let me check.
Give me 1 second, Mr. Morgan.
It looks like, these 2 are on here, no, I think we have other outstanding matters.
Okay, can you look, I'll give you some time to check on that, to see if he's paid, and then let's see what we do with these today, okay?
Okay.
All right, and then I had a review for Mr. Atisha, that's probably for Ms. Brimage.
Yes, Judge.
And let's see, and then the others are adjourned to pay. Mr. Yancey, do you have those dates real quick so I can release the Veteran Treatment Court staff? Well, I need you all around for Mr. For the intake. So give me a second. I have Mr. Morgan on the line. Good morning at the Wayne County Jail. I am going to, that is for Ms. Cooper. Is that correct?
Yes, good morning, Judge. This is Ms. Cooper.
All right, good morning to you. And Mr. Yancey, that's your case. You need to go in the breakout room and talk with Ms. Cooper.
I can, yes, this is from January of 2019.
Right. Do you want to, she's an absconder. And so
Yes,
do you want to go and talk to her and then come back and tell me how you'd like to proceed?
yes, Your Honor.
All right. And then also Ms. Cooper should probably talk with an attorney as well. And so Mr. Yancey, you can go in and then you'll have to leave out when she has her conversations with the attorney. Who will be the attorney going in with Ms. Cooper?
I'll talk to her, Judge.
All right, and so Ms. Wilson, if you could send Mr. Yancey, the jail, and Mr. Reed into a breakout room, that would be awesome. And then I need you all to give me 1 second to speak with Mr. Morgan. Thank you. All right. You know, I love Mr. Parker. Y'all all right with me this morning? Good morning, Mrs. Parker. I'm in another meeting. I'm like, oh, y'all know I love. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me go back to my meeting. All right, I am ready to go back on the record for our intake. He's going to be joining us at the podium. Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikes, I am going to do something different. Officer, I did not ignore your message. Mr. Richardson was supposed to be brought over today and dressed out. And so I need to ask Mr. Kasheri about that as well. Services for Mr. Richardson. Desi Richardson, he was picked up, and so he is at the Wayne County Jail. Let's see. All right. Thank you, Mr. Kushera. I'm gonna read your long message.
Thank you, Judge. In regards to Mr. Richardson, we would be happy to set him up with treatment if he's interested, but we can't do it until he's released. So he would have to be released directly to the VA to present for immediate services.
Okay, very good. Well, he's gonna be over this morning, so we are waiting on the jail for him. All right, wonderful. I am ready to take care of Mr. Boomer. I have case number 220-566-1001. Mr. Boomer, please state your full name for me. All right, good morning to you, Mr. Boomer.
Good morning,
All right, sir, I'm so glad that you showed up at the court on today. Thank you for coming to take care of yourself and to get the help that you need. Thank you. All right, you understand that you need the help? All right, very good. Mr. Boomer, you have an appointment this morning. You told Mr. Morgan at 11:30 a.m. at the VA in Ann Arbor. I want you to go to that appointment on this morning, but I need you to do a couple of things for me, okay? 2 things, just a couple. First, I need you to go and I need you to show up there, okay? Can I count on you to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. That's the first thing. The second thing that I need you to do is when you get there, I need you to sign a release so that the case manager here at 36 District Court can get information, okay, as to what their recommendations are. They won't tell us things you all talk about and all of those things, but they will tell us what their recommendations are for treatment, okay?
Okay, who would have that paperwork?
The release, you will do it at the VA, okay?
Okay.
All right. Uh-oh. That's the second thing I need you to do for me. I said a couple. There's a few. There's one more thing I need you to do for me. I need you to request to be tested when you get there, okay?
Yes, I'm gonna do that.
All right. So 3 things. You're going to request to be tested. No, let's go back. You're going to show up there. You're going to go. I got your word on that. Then secondly, you're going to request to be tested, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I have your word on that. And then number 3, you're going to sign a release so we can understand what kind of treatment you need so that we can help you and align you with the proper services. Okay? All right, so I have your word on that one as well. All right, very good. And so what branch of the military did you serve in, Mr. Boomer?
I was Air Force and then Air National Guard.
All right. I didn't hear you.
I said I did just under 14 years after the.
I still didn't hear you.
Speak into the mic, sir. I did just under 14 years after the.
All right, very good. Listen, we want to thank you for your service, Mr. Boomer. We appreciate you in this court, as we should do in this country, for your service, for putting on the uniform and serving us. So I need everyone in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Boomer for his services. Thank you, Mr. Boomer. We really appreciate you. We really do. And so, Mr. Boomer, now I want you to allow us to serve you, okay? Will you do that? All right. All right. And so, Mr. Boomer, I don't want you to share it on the record. I do want you to let Mr. Morgan know the date of your last use. He's going to be coming back in here. I want the date of your last use. One of the things that I'm going to need you to do to be really, really honest with me at all times, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that's the only way I can help you. I'm not here to punish you. I'm not here to judge you. I know I wear a black robe and they call me judge, but I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you. Okay? All right, very good. Listen, Mr. Boomer, I'm gonna put you on my docket for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, June 22nd, and you're gonna see me tomorrow. I'm gonna put you on for 10 o'clock. Now, depends on what they do at the VA. You may be in treatment, and that's fine because Mr. Kasheri is gonna let us know. So I don't want you to get out there saying, y'all can't keep me because I gotta go to court and see that judge tomorrow. No, no, no. We will work through that, but I'm gonna put you on my docket for tomorrow. In the event that they don't keep you, I'm gonna see you at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Physically here, or can I zoom in?
No, I'm gonna need you to come in person. But I'm really hoping that they'll be able to help you with treatment today, okay? I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
I said yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, so let's hope that they can do it. I'm sorry?
Judge, I'm here. I'm at, Judge, this is Miles Morgan. I'm at the other mic, Judge. I am in court.
Okay, yes, sir. I didn't want to share on the record. I wanted him to tell you, and then you can send me that message. What was his last use date? Okay?
Yes, Judge.
All right, very good. And so, Mr. Boomer, I want you to work with us. We want to work with you, but I need you to get to Ann Arbor this morning, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Morgan, let's make sure he has contact names and numbers so that at some point he can reach out. And then Mr. Kusheri, you can keep us updated as well. And so, Mr. Kusheri, is there anything you'd like to add before I release him so he can get to his 11:30 appointment in Ann Arbor?
Sure. Thank you, Judge. Mr. Boomer, I just want to say hello and introduce myself. I know that we spoke last week a few times. I'm so excited to work with you. I'm so glad that you are in this program. And I look forward to meeting you in person. But I'm hopeful that when you go to the VA today, maybe you can discuss with the provider some immediate options while you wait for Battle Creek to see, just in the interim, what can they offer you that will help keep you stable, just to keep compliance with this program and give you some quality of life while you wait for a bed in Battle Creek. And we'll definitely be in touch, but I look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
All right, very good. All right, Mr. Morgan, did you have anything else for the team?
No, Your Honor. I think we covered it all. I'll speak to Mr. Boomer once we get off record to make sure I got a little bit more information from him.
All right, sounds good. All right, let's make sure he can get to Ann Arbor before 11:30, so he won't miss his
Yes, sir.
appointment. All right, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Boomer. It's good to meet you, and I look forward to working with you.
And if I don't go to them, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, I hope that they can get you some help today, okay?
Your Honor,
All right, you got Mr. Parker?
if I may, I'll be serving as Mr. Boomer's mentor. I just got his number today. And so I don't know when he would be available, or if it would be convenient for me to call him later. So I just want to just put that on the record and let you know, and let him know as well, that I'll give him a call later on this evening, and hopefully he'll be, able to talk to introduce myself to him.
All right, very good. So Mr. Boomer, Mr. Parker is going to serve as your veteran mentor. He's going to reach out to you today. If at all possible, I'd like you to take his call, okay?
All right. I'll give you his number. I'll give you Mr. Parker's number also.
Thank you, Mr. Moore.
All right, very good. All right, Mr. Boomer, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll hear what's going on with you today or tomorrow, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Morgan. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, I am waiting on Mr. Richardson to come in. Mr. Kusheri, he will need some services. He's gone back out. I'm not certain how he was picked up, if something else happened, but he is in custody. And so, yes, he's going to need some assistance. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And I don't know if you just want to be on standby, or if we can text you when we're ready. I don't know how quickly the jail will get him to.
I'm totally fine waiting. If it's okay with you, I'll just be silent until he's ready to come on.
All right, very good. Thank you so much, Mr. Kusheri. Mr. Parker, I am going to release you unless you want to stay in waiting on Mr. Richardson, but he is in custody. We do have him, and we're going to try to help him today.
Okay, Your Honor, I appreciate it. I will have to leave, but tomorrow I won't be able to be on tomorrow for Mr. Boomer.
That's okay. That's okay. He may not even be on tomorrow. I'm just using that as a holding date to make sure we keep up with his progress, because so much happens between 8:30 docket and, the next day. So it's just a reminder for me. Okay, but we'll update you if anything changes.
Okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I can have an update on Mr. Richardson. Again, I have to leave. So I don't know, where we'll stand in terms of me still being a mentor for him, or if he even wants to, I don't know where it's going to go from here. So maybe if maybe Mr. Kusheri or Ms. Robs could just keep me informed on what's going on with Mr. Richardson.
I will.
Thank you.
I will. We'll find out today. Mr. Yancey or Mr. Morgan, are you still in the courtroom? All right. So I don't know if Mr. Yancey is still on with us, but I do need someone to go into DCC MIS before Mr. Richardson gets here, so we can all be refreshed on his history and how we've gotten to this point. And of course, Mr. Parker, you'll be updated, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Great day.
You do the same.
Yeah, I'll be here too.
Thank you, Mr. Parker. All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Your Honor, is termination off the table? Do you want to keep him on the treatment court docket and give him another opportunity? Or
I always want to give everybody another opportunity. Yes, I do.
Good.
I really do. And especially Mr. Richardson. Yes, Mr. Morgan.
Did you need me, Judge? They said you were looking for me again.
I did. I called your name. Mr. Morgan, I need someone to go into the DCC MIS and get do just a brief update on Mr. Richardson. He is scheduled to come back from the jail on today. And so we want to see where he is and what he wants to do.
Okay, Judge.
Okay?
Yes,
All
thank
right.
you.
Very good.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
All right. Same to
Good
you.
afternoon,
Thank
Mr.
you. All right, Miss Drew, I am going to go to the 10:30 docket. This was adjourned to pay for Andrew Alford. I have case number SP 1242583, count 1. Did he get it paid?
No, ma'am, he has not paid.
Mr. Vikings. What's his balance, Ms. Drew?
His balance is $250.
All right, I'll have to wait until 10:30 to call the KPS, but if he hasn't paid, which I asked him to pay before today's date,
Yes, you did.
but you know, it'll, unless he shows up, it'll end up being a KPS. The bond will be the amount owed. And then on the remaining 2 matters, counts 2 and 3, it'll be a KPS, but it will be a personal bond, both of those, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, very good. And then Mr. Fikens, I'm going to call the docket for the 1035 that was face to face. And I'm going to start with Orlando Henderson, SP 1104886, counts 1 and 3. I also have U598432121 for Mr. Henderson. It seems like he had a face-to-face today. I have not received any information to indicate that there is an issue with Mr. Henderson. And so I am going to schedule him to return to court. I'm just going to schedule it out for July 5th, 2022, and that'll be at 8:30 a.m. And then I have for Andre Parker, I have case number Z 8082731 for Andre Parker. Again, Mr. Parker had a face-to-face on today. I've not heard anything as to Mr. Parker, and so I am going to schedule him out for July 5th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. And then for Mr. Dennis Pringle, I have case number 20044999701. I have not received any reports indicating that Mr. Pringle is not doing what he should be doing. I'm going to schedule him out for July 5th, 2022, and that will also be at 8:35 a.m. Mr. Fikes, you have anything for the court's consideration at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we are waiting on jailers. I have a 10 o'clock for Ms. Brimage, for Mr. Atisha, and then Ms. Drew, you were gonna check on Dion Anderson to let me know if he's paid all the stuff he was supposed to pay.
No, he has not, Judge. He has not. He has civil infractions that still have balances. No, he hasn't paid.
All right. Then this is what I'm gonna do for Mr. Dion Anderson. He's got to get this paid. Y'all worked out such a great deal for him. And I think on 2 of these, he was scheduled to get a dismissal.
Yes, he was.
All right, so Ms. Drew, this is what I'm going to do. For case number SP 1242334, counts 1 and 2, I'm going to adjourn those again. And then I'm going to also, for case number SP 990793, counts 1 and 2, I'm going to do schedule a show cause for those 2. And what I will do, Mr. Fikens, is I'm going to schedule this out. I'm gonna give him one more opportunity.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm going to schedule this out for June 6th.
July 6th.
July 6th, 2022, and that's going to be at 1:30 p.m. So the adjourned will still say adjourned, Ms. Drew, but it'll be at 1:30. And then the show causes for the remaining 2 matters that are arraignments on the bench warrant, that will be on July, what did I say? July 7th?
6th.
July 6th, I'm sorry, July 6th at 1:30. Okay?
Is
All right.
that for all, even the first 2, should I schedule those also for July 6th?
Yes, ma'am. But they let them say adjourned. So
Yes.
because those were the 2 that he was going to get the dismissal on, right, Mr. Fikens?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
All right. And so, and then the other 2 should say show cause, but put everything on at 1:30 on the 6th at 1:30. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. We're going to go into recess and then we'll come back on to do our jailers, Mr. Fikens.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
They bringing them over.
I don't know what's supposed to happen next. We're waiting. Court reporter. Right, okay. Should work.
All right, Mr. Reed, are we ready to proceed with the jail?
Yes, Judge, we are. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Yancey, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. I'm going to call the case at this time. I have for Ms. Cooper, I have case number Z8070821. Ms. Cooper, state your full name for me, please.
Brittany Freeman Star Cooper.
All right, Ms. Cooper, how are you today?
Could be doing better.
Yeah, you could be. How'd you get to the Wayne County Jail? How'd you get picked up by the police?
An assault.
I'm sorry.
An assault.
I can't understand what you're saying. Say it again.
An assault.
Oh, you were
Picked
involved.
up a new case, assault charge, Judge.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Has a bond been set for Ms. Cooper? Do we know?
They
No,
said no.
Judge, Mr. Yancey and I checked on the case. The alleged assault took place on June the 17th, and the police department has requested a warrant from the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. So that's the stage of it so far.
So actually they brought her in because she's outstanding warrant on my case. Correct?
Yes, on your case, Judge, there's a new case possibly pending. Police have requested a warrant on a new alleged assault case that allegedly took place on June the 17th.
Okay, all right. Mr. Yancey and Mr. Reed, you all had the opportunity to talk with Ms. Cooper. Please update the court.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Yancey, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Your Honor, I did ask her some questions regarding this case. It dates back to January of 2019. Long story short, she did abscond May 22nd of 20. I don't know if she believed that we weren't functioning during COVID.
Oh, no, sir. She
knew better. And I did articulate that we were. She said that she didn't get notified, and I did explain to her that when you miss court dates, that she should have been searching us down. I wasn't able to contact her by phone or letter. The court doesn't move. We're still here. At some point she could have came down here. We're not pleased with her not following up regarding the reasons that she's given, to say the least. She did say that she wanted to complete. I'm not sure how much I'm convinced of that, but that's what she did say. She does have some outstanding things to complete for her to complete our program. I'm not really sure other than that where we are with this.
Okay, and so what is your recommendation? Oh, Ms. Brimage, I was just texting you. What is your recommendation, Mr. Yancey?
Your Honor.
But let me tell you what my frustration is. She absconded in May of 20. We are in June of 2022. What she may not know is while other courts shut down completely, that is not the story at 36th District Court, because the specialty court remained open. We immediately went to a hybrid where we were a virtual courtroom, and we did not miss a beat, not even one. I think specialty court was down for 1 week. So to come back or to get picked up on another charge and now say, well, it was COVID and I didn't know what to do, I'm not buying it. That's where I am.
I agree with that, Your Honor. I really am not sure she really wants to complete the program. I'm sure she wants to get out of detainment. But if we were to give her an opportunity, I would want her to be on a GPS tether at the least.
All right, Mr. Reed, you went in the breakout room.
Yes, Judge, thank you, and thank you for that opportunity. I talked to my client. She did indicate she does ask the court to allow her to complete the program. In talking to Mr. Yancey, I believe she was on level 2. She had paid some fines and costs. I believe there's a small amount owing. She had done treatment and done some community service. We indicate she had not done the arms program, but she had done some things to get to level 2. Judge, she didn't make a bad choice in not returning to the program, but she does want to complete the program. I believe that that's the case. I would recommend allowing her to return to the program. The problem is this new case, we need to find out what's going to happen with that, Judge.
Is it being charged as a felony?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's a request from the DPD into the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office for a felony charge, but this just took place on June the 17th, and with the holidays, we're not sure what action has been taken by the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office on that request, but it was requested as a felony. So, Judge, I'm supporting her returning to the program. I just think that we need a little more information on what's going to happen with this felony charge. So I would like to see her come back next week.
All right. And so, Mr. Yancey, she is an absconder. When did she get picked up and when did I send her to the Wayne County Jail? Do you have those dates, Mr. Yancey?
Your Honor, she missed her last court date, May 22nd.
No. I'm asking when did I send her to the Wayne County Jail? She was here last week. Do you know the date? I can't remember.
I do not. I didn't know she was here last week. All I know is that I was told that she was here today. I was told that she was here Friday. That's all I know.
Okay. Ms. Cooper, or at the jail?
She was.
I was at Mound on Friday. I just got to Wayne County yesterday.
Right, but I'm trying to figure out when did you see me?
Let me see, Judge. It was June 17th.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Drew. Thank you, Ms. Drew. I appreciate it. That was June 17th. So that was just Friday. And so she absconded, so she should be at the Wayne County Jail for a little while. So Mr. Reed, you have indicated that you're asking me to bring this back. The best I can do is bring it back on May 27th. I'm sorry, I'm saying May 27th, goodness. I will bring it back on June 27th, 2022. That's next week, Monday. I'm going to bring it back at 8:35 a.m. I will indicate, however, that if she is to be physically brought over to 36th District Court, dressed out with all of her belongings, and that's assuming she doesn't have a huge bond, you know, from her felony if she gets charged with that felony. And so, but for purposes for me, I'll say that she should be dressed out with her belongings and then brought to court on June 27th at 8:35 a.m. Any additional questions for me?
No, Judge, thank you for that. And I didn't ask my client if she had any medical issues for her file to be marked medical, but if that is the case, I would ask that the file be marked medical so that she can get the proper medical assistance. Thank you, Judge.
All right, just for safety, I'll mark it medical, because I don't know what Ms. Cooper's been out there doing. So I'll mark it medical, Ms. Drew, and then we'll go from there, okay? All right, very good. All right, Ms. Cooper, I hope things work out with respect to the felony piece of it. And I'll talk to you on Monday to see what you want to do where this program is concerned, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you at the Wayne County Jail. I appreciate you. All right, take care.
You too.
All right. All right. Mr. Yancey, I believe we're waiting on Mr. Richardson. While we're doing that, I'm going to do Ms. Brimige's 10 o'clock a.m. So Ms. Brimage, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. I have the following for Mr. Atisha. I have you 600-61121, Mr. Atisha. I'm going to ask you to unmute and state your name for the record.
Johnny Zaya Atisha.
Thank you and so much, Mr. Atisha. Give me 1 second, Ms. Brimage, 1 second.
Okay, well, get one and call me back. Get one and get one. Call me back and get one, so you can call me. What time is that? What time is it?
All right, sorry about that, Ms. Brimage. Go ahead and state your appearance for the record.
Jasmine Brimage on behalf of the probation department.
All right, wonderful. All right, Ms. Brimage, give me an update on Mr. Atisha.
Mr. Atisha is doing well, Your Honor. He is scheduled to attend the misdemeanor morality class this Saturday, June the 25th. His fines and costs are $300. And as we stated last time, his sister was going to assist him. So she's going to pay for the class and also $107 towards his fines and costs. So I'm sorry, $113 towards his fines and costs. So that leaves him with the outstanding balance with us. Me, Mr. Atisha, and Mr. Fikens spoke last week. I didn't know Mr. Fikens wasn't going to be here this week. And he wanted to ask if Mr. Atisha, if he showed good faith, if he should pay the $113 and paid for the class, if he can complete the rest in community service. I don't feel comfortable asking it. That was the attorney was going to ask.
Oh, no, that's fine. Mr. Fikens is here. He's just in another courtroom, but I don't have an issue because he's not working, right?
Okay. Correct. He's in transitional housing.
Right. I have no issue with that at all, Ms. Brimage. Come up with the hours that's necessary, connect him with the community service so he can get it done, okay?
So one last thing.
Yes, as long as he's working with us, I'm gonna work with him.
Okay, so the last thing is, you know, his transitional housing is in Pontiac. The offense was in Detroit. So do you want the community service in Detroit?
Does he have a way to Detroit? If
No,
not,
Your Honor.
No,
okay.
I don't.
Okay, then I'm good with him doing it in Pontiac, but I need you to make sure it's a legitimate place.
Okay, I'll get with Ms. Green.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, all right.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Right.
So, Your Honor, did you want to bring him back in 2 weeks, or is 2 weeks good for you? He's been with us for 2 weeks since April 20th. That's fine for me.
Okay, give me a date for his return to court.
That would be the day after the holiday, July 5th.
All right, July 5th, and that would be at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
All right, and so Mr. Atisha, you're doing well?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm doing very well. The best I've done in a while, Your Honor.
All right.
And I'm going to continue with that.
Wonderful. Ms. Brimage, is he testing at all?
Yes, he's testing twice a week at the transitional house and all of those have been negative.
Wonderful. All right, Mr. Atisha, you owe it to yourself. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Keep up the good work,
Thank you,
okay?
Your Honor.
All
Thank
right.
you.
I'll
All
see
right.
you on
Bye-bye.
July 5th at 10. Okay.
Okay.
Up on me real quick.
Thanks, Your Honor.
July 5th. Okay.
Yes, sir, 10 o'clock. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Thank you, Ms. Brimage.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate you getting on.
Not
I'll
a
talk
problem.
to you later.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye. All right. I am waiting on Mr. Who are we waiting on? I am waiting on Mr. Richardson to be brought over. And then Miss Drew, do you have any updates for me as to Mr. Anderson?
No, ma'am, I do not see any payments made.
Oh, didn't we
As
already
in-
do it? We already did Mr. Anderson. I'm sorry, Miss Drew.
Yeah,
We already did him.
You know
We
what?
did.
I'm sorry, we
sorry.
sure did.
I don't have my printout. I'm looking at my computer for my docket. And so I can't mark off. I'm making no notes somewhere else. Okay, I got you. I got you. All right, very good. So the only person we're waiting for is Desi Richardson. Officer Lott, if you could call over to the jail and see what's his status. If they can't get him over today, Mr. Fikens indicated that he'll be here tomorrow. I will have Mr. Richardson brought over on tomorrow.
I've already contacted them. They're getting him ready and he will be brought over here shortly.
All right, very good. And then Ms. Drew, can you look to see when did I see Mr. Richardson?
Okay, let me check.
When did I send him over?
Okay, Mr. Richardson was here on June 15th.
All right, so he was here June 15th. All right, very good, very good. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna be on standby. I'm gonna keep my device on if you all need me. Miss Drew, I need the 1:30, I'm sorry, the docket for tomorrow, because I have staffing today that I'm gonna try to get done because I have a half day out today. So that I am going to attempt to get my mental health court staffing done. So if you could send me the docket for Wednesday, that would be great.
I sure will.
All right, very good. Mr. Yancey, did you have something for me?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
I'm just trying to do what I can for the day, that's all.
You doing a wonderful job and I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Yes.
All right. So here we go. I am, let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it on because I don't want to go off of the live stream and I'll be on standby, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Reed. So, Mr. Reed and Mr. Fikens, it's my understanding that Mr. Richardson is, and Mr. Kusheri, that he has entered the building. They are waiting, I'm assuming, to get him processed, to get him to the courtroom. He is going to see Mr. Yancey or Mr. Morgan. And what my goal is today is, there was a recommendation in his file in DCCMIS to place him on a tether and to get him into treatment. And so that is exactly what I want to do today. I'm not interested. What? Okay, and so
Yes, sir.
I want to make sure that we get him some service. So Mr. Yancey, I don't know if you'll be going down to see Mr.
Richardson.
Mr. Richardson.
Yeah.
But if you could update me, my goal is to get him on a tether today. He's not to leave without a tether, and to get him into treatment.
Okay, because myself and Mr. Morgan, we thought about getting him to Lake Ridge so we can get him reassessed, get him on a tether, GPS tether, because we're a little short staffed, so we're going to lean on some of our partners to help us get him going. But we're on the same page. We're not trying to get him in jail, but we are trying to get him reassessed, get him on a GPS tether, kind of take it from there.
Okay, very good. And if we can get him into Lake Ridge on that tether and get him, but I want him connected to his services.
Yes.
Okay, that's really what I need. Okay.
Okay.
All right, very good. All right, thank you. I appreciate you all. I am available, but I'm not going to hold you up any longer because he's not going back to jail. So there are no issues with him having to stay, lose his liberty or anything like that. And so I'm more concerned with getting him help.
Yes, Judge. Thank you. We agree. Thank you.
All right. No objection to the recommendation, right?
No objection. No objection, Judge.
And then Mr. Yancey, I would like to give him a return to court date of Tuesday of next week, which would be the 28th. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. So let's have him come back on the 28th of July at 8:35 a.m., Ms. Drew.
July, Judge, or
June.
June. Why am I saying July?
Thank you.
And I got your message, and that's why I'm a little scattered. Okay.
Okay.
Judge, if I may, I received a Friday's docket, and I don't know if it's an updated docket or not, but I received this docket last week, and the docket had some trials scheduled for Friday at 11 o'clock. Now, I wondered if I have an old docket or has there been an updated docket? These were A cases scheduled for 11 o'clock trial. I just wanted to bring that to your attention, but I may be looking at an old docket. I didn't know.
No, Mr. Reed, I did schedule trials for 11 o'clock. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. That's the date we're meeting with people.
Oh, yes, that's why. Okay, so Ms. Drew, I need you to pull Friday's docket and send it to me. Thank you, Mr. Reed. I don't know why I didn't think about that before, but thank you. Okay.
Yes, Judge.
All right, very good. I'm available. Reach out to me should you need me. And then I'll plan to be in staffing for a moment today.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. Yes.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you, Ms. Wilson. Thank you, Officer Lott and Ms. Drew. Officer Lott, I got your message, did the right thing. And so I have passed that on to give heads up, okay?